Hi, I'm Lori Smith, and this is my presentation about how Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. changed his views from when he gave his I Have a Dream speech on August 28th of 1963 to the interview he gave NBC just 3.5 years later. The famous I Have a Dream speech contained Dr. King's dreams for the progress of African Americans so that the future would not judge a person for the color of their skin, but for the content of their character. At that time in history, this speech was needed to uplift the nation's spirit and to give hope. Dr. King's vision was aspirational with high expectations, but one can never know what the future holds and how it will direct the vision realistically. During the NBC interview, Dr. King seemed subdued. He stated it is a realistic fact that the movement still had a long way to go. The nation was now involved in the Vietnam War, making it more difficult to deal with problems at home. He said it was difficult to see the days ahead. He said his dream had become a nightmare. He stated that it is much more difficult to arouse the conscience during wartime, and it dulls the conscience of people and brings bitterness and hatred and violence. He felt that economically the civil rights movement would be affected. Any solution to the poverty issues in 1967 would undoubtedly cost the nation money. Money that would have to be allocated to the war, not to the programs at home. The way I see accomplishing great achievements, you must first start with the bar very high, high aspirations. In reality, most accomplishments or dreams are always a few steps lower than the vision when they come to fruition. Then there is still room to go higher. But if you don't start out above what you think can be accomplished, you'll end up with mediocrity. Dr. King set his expectations high, which is the roadmap for us today to keep striving to hit and surpass his goals. I am very grateful for Dr. King's dreams. Because of his dreams, Black people can sit beside white people at a lunch counter. Because of his dreams, the Civil Rights Act was passed. Because of his dreams, the Voting Rights Act was passed. Because of his dreams, America voted in its first African American president for 2 terms. And because of his dreams, an African American man and the first African American woman are running for president today. It was like Dr. King could see into the future. He stated in that NBC interview, there were still difficult days ahead. And he was foreseeing change in the civil rights movement itself and the way other civil rights groups were proceeding with the movement. Dr. King's method of nonviolence was becoming rejected. Black people were fighting back, but he still maintained hope and faith in the face of these challenges. What would Dr. King say about what is happening now, well into the 21st century? Would he be surprised at the recent uprise in racism and white supremacy? He would say there is still work to be done. Politically, we must have leadership that has the ability to judge a person on their character versus the color of their skin or gender or religious affiliation or sexual identity. He would gather people and rally for a peaceful yet effective way of moving forward, united to become a better nation yet once again. How the U.S. is economically is debated, but in my opinion, a good economy is not worth selling our values, our integrity, and our Constitution. The country has let down our longtime allies, and we're rapidly finding ourselves being questioned by those who held the trust of the United States in high esteem. I understand how Dr. King thought his dream turned into a nightmare. But in keeping with his optimism, I do believe there are people in our grasp who have the ability to raise the nation above the difficulties of today. And we still need Dr. King's aspirations, his dreams, to see us through the challenges and to give us the courage We need to always keep working toward justice, peace, and brotherhood. Thank you.